He was not born special. That is the first thing he would want people to understand. When others later called him great, or destined, or chosen, he knew how far that was from the truth. He came into the world in a small log cabin, to a poor family, with almost nothing that suggested a future worth remembering. He had less than a year of formal education. No mentors. No shortcuts. No early signs of brilliance. He learned slowly. He read by himself, often late at night, when the work of the day was done. While others moved ahead with confidence, he stayed behind, repeating the same ideas until they finally made sense. Even as a young man, he understood something uncomfortable about himself. If he wanted to stand where others stood, he would need far more time and effort. At first, he tried to live a normal life. He went into business, hoping to earn stability, maybe even respect. The business failed. Not in a dramatic way, but in the quiet, exhausting way failures usually do. The store closed. The debts remained. For years, he carried those debts with him, paying them off slowly, feeling the weight of every dollar he owed. Around that same time, he lost the woman he loved. The loss pulled him into a darkness that words could barely touch. Friends worried about him. They watched him carefully, afraid of what might happen if he were left alone too long. This was not a chapter people liked to celebrate. There was no lesson neatly tied with a ribbon. There was only grief, and the daily effort to keep going. He did not rise from that period stronger. He rose tired, but still moving. Politics was not a dream he chased with excitement. It was something he stepped into because he believed words mattered. He believed laws shaped lives. He believed, even without proof, that he might be useful. So he ran for office. And he lost. The first loss hurt, but he told himself it was part of learning. He tried again. Sometimes he won small victories. More often, he didn't. He ran for higher positions, convinced that if he worked harder, spoke clearer, waited longer, something would eventually change. But the answer kept coming back the same. No. He lost elections people expected him to win. He lost opportunities he had prepared for. He watched younger men move ahead faster, speak with more confidence, command more attention. He was tall, awkward, and often underestimated. Newspapers mocked his appearance. Opponents questioned his ability. Friends quietly suggested he should aim lower. By the time he was nearly 50 years old, his record was clear. More losses than wins. More rejection than approval. He had failed in business. He had failed in love. He had failed in politics, again and again. For many men, this would have been the moment to stop. It would have been reasonable. Even respectable. He had a family to think about. He had responsibilities. He had already proven that effort did not always lead to success. But stopping felt heavier than continuing. Each failure left something behind. Not confidence, but understanding. He learned how people behave when they are afraid. He learned how easily crowds turn against you. He learned how painful it is to be misunderstood, and how dangerous it is to respond with anger. Slowly, without realizing it, he was being shaped by losing. When the country began to divide more sharply, when voices grew louder and angrier, something inside him shifted. It was not excitement. It was clarity. He understood what happens when leaders choose comfort instead of courage. He understood how fragile unity really is. And for the first time, he sensed that all those years of rejection might have been preparing him for something larger than personal success. When he ran for president, he did not feel triumphant. He felt the weight of what was coming. He knew the nation was standing at the edge of something dangerous. He knew that failure now would cost more than another line on his record. It would cost lives. That election, the one people remember, was not the beginning of his story. It was the result of everything that came before it. The losses. The patience. The years of standing in the background while others moved ahead. People later said he succeeded because he never gave up. He never liked that sentence. It sounded too clean. Too simple. The truth was quieter. He stayed because leaving would have meant believing that all those failures meant nothing. And he was never willing to believe that.